Sky News Live.
Welcome back to Business Success. I'm Chloe James. Simply Ask It is an open marketplace platform where over 380 industry experts from mortgage and finance brokers, bank managers, financial planners, real estate agents, insurance advisors, accountants, lawyers and business advisors, got them all, provide advice and opinions to consumers and businesses alike. It is a convenient, transparent and educational resource, and it helps consumers, SME and business owners get the right advice to make more informed decisions. Their founder, Paul Ryan, is here to tell me all about it. Welcome, Paul, to Business Success.
Hi, Chloe. How are you?
I'm great. It's so great to have you here. Now, I've given it the wrap-up, but let's just go into your explanation. Elevator pitch, if you like.
You've said it all.
Simply Ask It. Tell me about it.
So Simply Ask It, it's a content marketplace that educates, it empowers people to ask questions so they can get helpful answers and find the right advice so to make more informed financial, business, lifestyle decisions. But it's also a platform with which they can more easily identify and access the best experts in the marketplace. So people can ask questions, as you've alluded to, in home loans, finance, superannuation, financial planning, legal questions, conveyancing questions, and business advice, accounting questions. So it really is a convenient platform where people can, they have a voice.
Yeah, I love it, Paul. I mean, we were having a chat before we came on air. You showed me the app, which I thought was unreal. I love it that this is an app-based sort of platform. Tell me where the sort of light bulb moment came that you went, I'm going to start this business, and obviously you're doing really well and being very successful at the moment.
Well, we're only 12 months old, so the light bulb, there's a number of them. I mean, I've been in the mortgage game now for the best part of 25 years, and I speak to a lot of people, and I talk to them about their home loan and their interest rates and who their broker was, and unfortunately a lot of them seem to either not remember or haven't been in contact with their broker for a long time. So I thought, well, where are they asking questions? And unfortunately we see things like 70 or 80% of consumers don't know the interest rate on their home loan, so it means how they're understanding how they can save money, where they're going to. And life's pretty busy at the moment. I mean, people are time poor, they want to ask their questions, they get challenged every day, so they get home and go, wow, I didn't ask that question, or brokers aren't returning phone calls, or real estate agents aren't returning phone calls. So Simply Ask It is a platform where they conveniently ask their questions, and many people don't know who to trust. We see things, headlines like Australians don't trust real estate agents, they don't trust the superannuation industry. You've only got to see what's going on with the Commonwealth Bank, and you see the CEOs of the CBA and Westpac pledging to bridge that trust gap, but how are they going about it? So that's a light bulb moment. That's a number of light bulb moments. But I also used to be an active, well, still am, but was an active player in participant on LinkedIn. And because my background is I'm looking for consumers, I found that I said, well, why am I writing blogs or uploading content that's educating my peers? And the only people that were reading it were people that happened to be on LinkedIn at any one point in time, because it's a gated community. So what we've done with Simply Ask It is not only make it convenient for consumers to ask questions, but also it's an open community. So that means everybody can see all the questions, they can see all the answers, but they can also access every expert's profile. They can see how they answer questions, their communication skills, their tone, their expertise. They can see their uploaded content, and so they can get to know them and then make a decision. So, well, that's the expert I'd like to connect with to help them through a transaction.
Yeah, it's awesome, Paul. I mean, I absolutely love this platform. I love looking at it with you. I love it that you can ask anything, right? So anything out there that you want to know about, you know, the finance piece is really important. I love that you've raised that, because there's a lot of untrust out there. The statistics you just mentioned about people not knowing what their sort of mortgage rates are, that's pretty crazy. So someone can just go on, ask a question, and then let's just talk a little bit about the sort of I said 380, but that was, you know,
it's over 400.
Okay, I thought there might have been over 400 now, or something like that. But there are experts on there. They can give their advice. How do you, as you know, as the business owner, how do you sort of moderate what goes in, what doesn't go in? Is it completely free for all, or do you have a bit of a moderation on that?
It's an open community. It is moderated. We don't. So the industry experts, they've got a warrant that they've got the ability, they've got the licenses, the authority, permissions to be able to participate on a platform. The fact is, it's independent and it's transparent. So a lot of experts are having discussions with potential clients behind closed doors, in their offices, in their homes, and no one really knows what's been said, sort of thing. Well, there is no recording of that. With Simply Ask It, the information is very transparent. So the consumers can feel confident they're getting a reasonable answer, because if it's wrong, then the industry expert is exposing themselves, but also you have other industry experts, and there's so many great quality industry experts out there. They're very protective of their turf. They're tired of these headlines. And you might find that there's one answer that may be not so, might be a little bit incorrect or misleading. You might then find 3 or 4 other experts are actually answering the question and consistent in their theme, in the way that they've answered the question and giving the right answer. So the consumer, the best part about it is the consumer walks away and goes, well, the first answer may not have been 100% right, but I've now got the right answer because 4 people have then come through and given me a consistent answer. Yeah. So it's very much for the consumer, but it's also equally as important for the experts to be able to showcase their expertise.
Yeah, it's excellent for both. It's excellent for the consumers, excellent for experts. I think it's, you know, it's really sort of incredible stuff. Let's talk a little bit about consumer trends then. Do you, like, we might as well go down that route. Do you sort of see consumer trends in Australia changing as far as people wanting to have, you know, so much more information and really wanting to educate themselves, would you say?
Absolutely. I mean, we live in a digital world. I mean, our world is in the palm of our hands these days. So a lot of people are wanting, again, that trust factor, or they're wanting information, they're wanting answers to their questions. They're not, as I said, they're not quite sure who to ask, so they can simply ask the question here. And they're wanting answers prior to engaging or paying for advice. That's very much a trend. From an expert's point of view, their trend is everyone says you've got to be on the digital platform. And again, I question the LinkedIn and the Facebook, because it is a gated community. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that we're as big or will be as big as Facebook or LinkedIn.
We never know.
You never know. They started somewhere. But what it is, it's an open platform. It allows the experts to showcase their expertise to the whole community. And the thing about asking questions, when we all need to ask more questions, it's something we teach our kids, to ask questions. And for some reason, for whether it's a lack of confidence or mistrust or whatever it is, but the thing about being able to ask questions, it builds confidence. And if you can get answers and get an understanding of what the answers are, that builds your confidence to help you make more informed decisions.
I love the passion in your voice about sort of what you're talking about, your platform, and that really comes across that you've built a business that you're incredibly passionate about. What advice would you give to business owners out there that are sort of, you know, starting something right now, or maybe just, you know, in the early stages? You're 12 months in. What advice would you give?
Well, that's one of the key things, is you've got to, whatever business that you're going to be involved with, or whatever business you want to take on, you've got to have some sort of passion about it. You've got to be confident in what you're doing, but you've also got to understand if there's a marketplace for it. It's all well and good to come up with an idea. So one of the key ingredients I'd always say is to find a mentor, someone that you can talk to, run the idea by them, and let them ask you questions, because you've got to answer them, and you've got to answer them in a way that will either convince them that it's a good idea, and probably more importantly, convince yourself, saying, well, okay, they've just raised a number of questions I hadn't ever thought of. Yeah. So once you get past that process, then my advice would be go for it, because you don't want the thief's imagination telling you that you can't do it. You want to make sure it works, but it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, we started Wizard many years ago with just one product and sold it 9 years later for in excess of $400 million. It was just one product. It just so happened to resonate with the community, and we worked hard and we sold that one product. It started to make a bit of money, and we went from there. So the key is to understand what it is you're trying to achieve, make sure there is a market, and work hard. It's not going to be easy, but it's a lot of fun too. Yeah,
look, that is some awesome advice for business owners out there, Paul. Honestly, I love all that. Sort of risk it, go for it, know what you're doing, know your market, all of those kinds of things. It's fantastic advice. Where to next for Simply Ask It? Where do you see the business going over the next 12 months, 5 years? Then you're going to take on Facebook and LinkedIn?
Well, the opportunities are endless, because these are questions, these are categories that people are asking all day, every day. We're talking about finance, we're talking about home loans, insurance. So they all lead into each other. You're buying a property, you more often than not need a home loan. You need to insure it. You need a conveyancer. If you're running a business, you need a bookkeeper, an accountant. So that all fits within their lifestyle, financial and business decisions. So where do we want to take it? We want to expand the categories. I mean, we'd love to get into jobs and careers, the retirement, aged care. We want Simply Ask It to be the most trusted, the #1 platform where everybody can go to ask questions. I mean, I grew up at a time when you can shake hands, meet people and get referred to by your parents, your uncles and different things like that. The next generation, they're all clickers, they love researching, they all love being online. So we'd ideally love this to be the #1 platform where you can go to ask any question, seek second opinions. But also, I mean, we had Bill on Simply Ask It who was buying his first home and asked 8 questions. He's just doing his research and experts are answering the questions. So at the come of the time when he wanted to buy the property, then he was far well versed than trying to do all the research himself, because he then successfully bought his own property.
Awesome, Paul. I mean, honestly, I think it's brilliant. I want to just simply ask it. I'm probably going to go and download the app and check it out. Listen, thank you so much for coming on Business Success. We've got to wrap it up, but I really appreciate you coming on. Really interesting business, and awesome to see someone within that first stages of their career as an entrepreneur and, you know, making such a success. That's it for the show this evening. Thanks to my guests, and of course, thanks for watching. See you next week.